traded it all if I gave it all away for one thing.
So welcome back. Now, my next guest has never been on my show before. I have with me Chad Gamage, and he is the president of Arizona Retirement Company. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Glad to be here.
Before I say anything, you said to me before you came off, and I'm just going to go right off the cuff here, that you're quite different than most retirement companies out there. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we're a retirement consulting firm, and we have a process that analyzes and redesigns retirement plans for our clients. And it's to ensure that they have a predictable retirement plan. That's the goal. Unlike your typical financial institution where they will sell their favorite product or fund of the month to just about everybody that walks through their door, at Arizona Retirement Company, our clients, they benefit from a comprehensive analysis that will allow them to see where they are, where they're headed, and if their current plan has them in the right direction to reach their goals. And it's important to see that before you make any decisions. That's how we feel. And ultimately, it's our process that allows our clients to face their retirement with anticipation instead of apprehension. And that's truly what makes us different from everybody in the industry.
When should somebody call you? When there's, I have to ask these questions for them out there that are listening. Because you're saying that this is something that people it's analysis that they're looking at to see that they can retire with peace of mind. So when do you think that people should be calling you?
Well, as always, the sooner the better. Yeah, the sooner we start saving for retirement, taking our retirement planning seriously, the better off we're going to be in the long run. I often ask people that I meet that are retired, I ask them, how did you choose? To start retirement planning? Where did you begin? So I ask them, how'd you choose between hundreds of strategies, thousands of opinions, 8,000 financial institutions, 30,000 funds and products, and over 450,000 salespeople? There's literally billions of combinations just right there. And how do you choose? And the most common answers I get are, my employer enrolled me in the 401k program. My insurance agent sold me the annuity. My banker sold me the IRA. My family member or a friend of a friend works for some world-famous financial corporation, and that's where my money is invested. It's just one of those things that what I find most concerning is no one's ever told me that they actually shopped around for their retirement plan.
And basically, that's what you do with them. Now, do they come to you? You do a free consultation. Mm-hmm. Now, you're located in Gilbert, but you can help anyone from anywhere.
Arizona, yeah.
In Arizona.
Yeah, U.S. residents.
Now, I want to say that you're also in the Western Skies Business Center.
Correct.
Okay. And you're going to enter everybody in to win a free Social Security analysis. So let's talk a little bit about that, because a lot of people, especially our listeners, the baby boomers that are getting ready to start getting into that age, that's a big question, and when to take it.
Yeah, right. I'm certified by the National Social Security Advisors, and getting Social Security advice is pretty difficult. In fact, in the employee handbook for the Social Security administrative employees, they instruct their people not to give advice. So where do you go to get advice? And that makes these analysis really important, because we find that people leave hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table throughout their retirement if they don't maximize their retirement, their Social Security, if they don't coordinate those benefits, if they don't optimize those benefits.
Now, we're going to open up the lines to the audience. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Everyone's going to get entered in to win the free Social Security analysis from him. He's a certified by the National Social Security, what was it?
Advisors.
So, he knows he's been certified to do this. And you can check him out on his website. It is azretirementco.com. azretirementco.com. So azretirementco.com. You can also call them. They do free consultations. Their phone number is 480-524-0508, or call here at 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. So I can't even believe that people don't shop around myself, but they don't take care of their retirement planning. They don't take it seriously, it seems.
Yeah, it seems to be normal to follow the same pattern that everybody else follows. Maybe it's human nature. I don't know, but I do know that people don't get very excited about their retirement plan. We get excited and we cheer on our football teams and we compare our smartphone features to one another. But we never cheer on our financial guy, and we never compare our retirement strategy. It's just not normal. It's not very exciting, and I get that. But I believe that if we don't change the way we look at our retirement plan, that baby boomers are going to continue to look at a 401k as a 401k, and an IRA as an IRA, and investment account as an investment account, and annuity as an annuity. And it's just not the case. And unfortunately, if we don't change our ways, we're going to keep looking at these things as just financial gray matter. And I believe it's that financial gray matter that has so many people looking at their retirement with apprehension instead of anticipation. So, it's something that needs to be done a little differently in order to turn that around.
Now, again, explain the kind of company that you are so they understand this. This is not, you're really not here to sell them into this, that, or the other. You want to make sure that you're looking at their retirement and that they actually have everything in place, all their ducks in a row, so to say.
Yeah, our process is everything. And not just to us, not because it allows us to give advice that works to the client, but it actually empowers them to make the right decisions for themselves, because throughout the process they become educated and they begin to realize that there's things that they can do to help themselves along the way. So our process involves an analysis. That comprehensive analysis is essentially the blueprint for their current retirement design, and that's what's going to show them if they're on track to reach their goals or not. So we use that current blueprint and we create alternative blueprints to compare. For example, if we show them that the effects of working an extra year, or maybe working 2 years part-time after retirement, selling the boat, saving 10% on your budget starting today, those are all things that can make a pretty big difference in someone's retirement. And they can do those things without buying products, without switching funds. And when they start to realize the difference they can make, they start to get a little excited about retirement planning. It changes the way they think.
That's why it's important to do it earlier rather than too late.
The earlier the better, for
The
sure.
earlier the better.
Yeah.
Again, he's offering everyone to get entered in to win a free Social Security analysis. He is certified in doing this. Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You could check him out on his website, which is azretirementco.com. His phone number direct, they do free consultations, is 480-524-0508. He is located in Gilbert, but can help anyone from Arizona, so you can give him a call, or call here and get entered in to win this free Social Security analysis. So you have two different ways that you work with people approaches to do that, and they are?
Well, the Social Security analysis is part of the overall comprehensive analysis, because most firms don't look at Social Security. They don't understand themselves that there's money being left on the table. And for someone who may only have $100,000 or $200,000 in retirement savings, to discover that there's an additional $100,000 waiting in Social Security for you, well, that could be pretty important, so we should take a look at that. So the comprehensive analysis is the thing that shows us where we are, where we're headed, and if we're on track to reach our goals. And that's probably the most important thing, because it starts to change their thinking. They want to know more. They actually start to sit up in their seat. They start to ask questions that they didn't ask before, and they start to become involved in that process.
Before we go to a break, I want to ask you one thing that I haven't asked you yet, which is a second opinion. Because there's a lot of people out there that listen that they might have had somebody do something for them. They're not sure. Do you do those?
Yeah, of course. You know,
It's really important.
Yeah, it is, especially if you're in the process of meeting with someone else who's trying to sell you something and you're not comfortable. Well, if they haven't done the work to show you the effects of what they're trying to do for you, in other words, it's real simple to put an illustration or something in front of you and say, this is what you need, but to actually plug it in to your particular situation, to see the effects of that, you'll find out real quick if that's what you're looking for or not.
I'll tell you something. I would love to know exactly when I should take my Social Security. I would rather do this earlier than later, because I know a lot of people start thinking about it. They turn like 50, 52, 53, whatever, and they say, oh, maybe I should start thinking, right? But really, it's really the earlier the better. So we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk further about the things that you guys can do. Again, they are offering a free Social Security analysis. He's certified to do this. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Check them out. They do free consultations. It's azretirementco.com. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.
If I traded it all, if I gave it.
So welcome back. We're talking with Chad Gamage, and he's the president of Arizona Retirement Company. Our lines are open here for everyone to get entered in to win a free Social Security analysis, but he's certified in it, and that's way different. Tell him again what that means.
The National Social Security Advisors is a certification program to teach people like myself, retirement consultants, to provide education and consulting for Social Security.
It's one of the things that people worry about the most is when to take it, how long should I wait, or not, right?
Well, you should have a pretty good idea going into it.
And that's exactly what he does. He's helping you all out there, help you make these decisions and do it earlier rather than later. Again, our lines are open here. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. So, okay, we're going to go back into something that I was trying to ask you before, and I'm not asked it incorrectly. So, how do you explain the two different approaches to retirement planning, the consulting firm versus the one-on-one sales approach?
Sure, that's a great question. To start, you must ask yourself this. When it comes to your retirement plan, do you believe that just buying products or switching funds is an actual retirement plan? Well, the answer is no, of course not. When I ask people, what are you going to do with your retirement savings? And you could probably guess, they just say, well, I'm going to spend it. I got to pay my bills. And well, saving for retirement is important, and how we spend it is also important. But what about the other components that make up a good retirement plan? Like actually knowing when to retire, when and how to optimize our Social Security, how to close that income gap that's created when we're no longer working and we only have Social Security. Which assets do we make withdrawals from in order to pay our bills, to pay for the extras in life, or to cover emergencies? How long will our money last? And how long will it last if our risky investments lose 20, 30, or 40%? What's your backup plan? And how are taxes and inflation going to affect your plan? So, I hope that you understand it's just the beginning of what we do as a retirement consulting firm. And the point of all that is switching funds, buying products isn't a retirement plan.
Right, it makes sense. Now you really go dig deep with them, okay? And that's why when you do a consultation, this is something where they come to you, right? Mm-hmm. And it isn't a one-time thing. I mean, you really have to get to know them, obviously.
Yeah, it's a very personal experience. My wife's a doctor, and we can relate to our patients as far as being personal with them. The only difference is I don't have to wear rubber gloves.
Okay, so the client has some homework to do, some preparation to get things started. So before you can begin with your process, what is that?
Yeah, they do have some homework. It's critically important to the process. We're not just being nosy. It's for their own good. And the the quality of the analysis relies on accurate and complete information. So once we've gathered all that information, we can begin to perform that comprehensive analysis, which will help them understand where they are and where they're headed. For example, that's when we're going to find out they're going to run out of money, and if they can afford their goals and so forth. But that analysis itself is the real eye-opener. It's real powerful information to the client. They may not always like what they see, but it's reality, and we know where to start from. As a firm, before we can make any types of recommendations, we can see it, they can see it. I wouldn't say they're always excited at this point, because sometimes it's not great news, or sometimes they have different
They're
expectations. In some cases, yeah. But it gives us somewhere to start from, and ultimately we're going to get them to where at least they can face their retirement with some amount of anticipation instead of the apprehension they have.
So your process has certainly got my attention, because I like the way that you do this. What's next for the client then?
Yeah, so once we get the results from the analysis, we pretty much label that as our original blueprint for the client, and that's the basis for us to start creating alternative blueprints. And that's where they can see for themselves. As I mentioned before, we're selling the boat, working longer, delaying retirement or Social Security, or working part-time. It has an effect. And that's where really they start to realize that this is important to do this. And then after that, only after that, do we start to create solutions for the client so that they can see the alternatives, the products that they're considering, what different funds are doing for their accounts. You know, we want to look at their current assets and redirect them sometimes to eliminate risk, to guarantee that they have income, to afford goals that they're trying to meet, that bucket list, if you will. And of course, we want to have emergency money when we can, because we don't want one thing affecting the other in our retirement. It takes away from what we're trying to do.
Sure. Now, again, we've got our lines open here for everyone to win a free Social Security analysis. He's certified to do this, and he does do second opinions. I do want to tell that to everyone as well. He does free consultations. Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. He's located in Gilbert, but can help anyone from anywhere in Arizona. And the website to look him up is azretirementco.com. You can also call him direct. They do free consultations. Their number is 480-524-0508. Call in. I'm going to let you call for the next 10 minutes or so, even when the show ends, because a lot of people listen and then they want to call in. And everyone's getting entered in to win the free Social Security analysis by a certified retirement. Well, what do you call yourself? Specialist?
Retirement consultant.
Consultant.
Yeah.
Consultant. So, again, the number here is 602-277-5369. Okay, so it sounds like you've done a lot of work already for the client. What else can then be done?
Yeah, at this point, it has been a lot of work, but it's important work. It's worth every minute. After all, we realize that most of our clients have worked their tails off to get to this point. They went to school, they had careers, raised families, made sacrifices, and for what? Someone's favorite product or fund of the month to get them through retirement. We think differently. We think they deserve a little better than that. So we're willing to do the work that other people aren't. And so if baby boomers want more from their retirement, well, they can get it today. It's different. And I created for our clients the Modern Retirement Design to help us implement the solutions that the clients need to guarantee that retirement, that predictable retirement lifestyle that they're looking for.
So you invented this plan?
Correct.
Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so the Modern Retirement Design is a 3-coffer retirement strategy which guarantees the more you put in, the more you get out. And you're probably wondering what a coffer is. Well, think of a safe or a lockbox for your valuables. Only the Modern Retirement Design coffers contractually guarantee your retirement assets so that they're always going to be there, protected from market losses, creditors, predators, lawsuits, those kinds of things. So you're never going to be disruptive in your retirement. And each coffer has a specific purpose. The first coffer is the most important coffer. And we fill that first because we want to make sure our clients have enough guaranteed income because the extras in life, the emergency
That's
funds.
what they need, is the income.
Right, it starts there. So we make sure that we fill the first coffer first, and then the second coffer is for the extras in life. That's for your trips and your boats and those kinds of things, and that's great. And then the third coffer is for our emergency funds. And that's going to protect us from losses due to unexpected medical cost, home and auto repairs, that kind of thing, and without affecting our income, without affecting our bucket list, so to speak. So each coffer is specific. They're all guaranteed. They're all very simple to manage. And once those coffers are filled, if you're so lucky to meet those requirements for your own lifestyle, I mean, you set the limits. We just help you find those numbers. Beyond that, you can do whatever you want and basically afford any subsequent losses.
So this retirement design that you invented sounds like something almost everybody should see where they really stand before going anywhere further.
Yeah, the process brings them to that point so they can see where they are, where they're headed, and if they're on track to reach their goals. The modern retirement design actually guarantees that they're going to have the income they need. It's going to guarantee they're going to have the assets to pay for the extras in life.
And how does it guarantee it?
They're contractually guaranteed. So we're looking at insurance instruments. So we're not dealing with market risk. We're dealing with upside potential.
Sure.
We're dealing with products that are designed for income in coffer number 1, and we're dealing with accumulation products in coffer number 2 and number 3.
Well, we're going to go to where we have to. We're done with the show now. So again, this is awesome. He does free consultations. He's offering for everyone a free Social Security analysis. He is certified to do it. Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. He is located in Gilbert, but can help anyone in Arizona. He does free consultations. His number direct, it's 480-524-0508. He also does second opinions for everyone out there. Again, you can check him out on his website. It's azretirementco.com. I'm going to let you call too for the next 10 minutes or so. Give us a call here. Get entered in to win the free Social Security analysis. Our number here again is 602-277-5369. Check him out. It's azretirementco.com.